Oh, good evening, wrestling fans. Lance Muscle here, and it is time for the UWF here on the Nation Network. Tonight, we are going to crown the first ever America's Heritage Champion. Stay with us. All right, fans, we are here with our opening contest. In the ring at this time, we're looking at Dennis Stamp. And he's going to be going up against a seasoned veteran making his in-ring debut here as part of the UWF, the man known worldwide as the Masked Superstar. Joining me here in the broadcast booth, the man who makes it all a reality, the one and only Bill Watts. And Cowboy, tonight, not only will the UWF Championship be defended at your order, but we will crown the first ever American Heritage Champion. Well, no doubt about it. I've been wanting to do something with this for a very long time, and now we've got the opportunity to crown somebody who is going to be our American Heritage Champion. And I feel very strongly about the fact that we represent North America as well as the world. And right now, Rick Steiner has got that world title, but we're going to see just how well he can hold on to it, because he's going to have a heck of a fight on his hands tonight. No doubt about it, and so is Dennis Stamp as he goes down, and quickly, I'd say at the hands, but it's really the boot of the Masked Superstar, and Dennis Stamp trying to figure out what just happened. Third time's a charm unless your name is Dennis Stamp. And now it's the Masked Superstar continuing this beatdown, making an example out of this young man. And look at this, he's got Dennis Stamp. Neck breaker. I believe that's going to be it for Dennis Stamp, because we've seen the Masked Superstar on many occasions use that move just the way he did here. And just like that, it's a victory for the Masked Superstar. Well, we're going to have to work on getting him some better competition in the future. Well, we knew he was going to have an easy run of this first match here, and he just wanted to make a statement, and I believe he's done that already here tonight. All right, fans, as we get ready to move. Wait, hold on a minute. Wait, no, come on now. The Masked Superstar apparently not happy and delivers a little bit more punishment to Dennis Stamp. We'll be back right after this. All right, fans, welcome back, and we are wasting no time whatsoever. It's going to be the UWF Championship title on the line here tonight. Rick Steiner, since stealing it in many people's opinion, has managed to hold on to it for some time, but he's going to have one heck of a fight on his hands here as he takes on the native of Sweetwater, Texas, Barry Windham. Yeah, well, no doubt about Barry Windham. We have seen him many, many times, and we know he's capable of taking the title away from anybody given that opportunity. Tonight, we're giving him that opportunity, but Barry Windham, on loan, you may say, from the NWA, is a part of this talent exchange program that we have been enjoying that has been mutually beneficial to both of our promotions. Barry Windham, I talked to him beforehand. I can tell you right now, he has said, nothing personal, but I'm taking your championship with me. And then, you know what? I know he'll come back and defend it. I have no problem with him being a UWF champion. Matter of fact, I think I might like that better than the current. Well, no doubt about it. Rick Steiner aligning himself with Eddie Gilbert as part of Hot Stuff International, and no love lost there, I can tell you. Well, the music is kicked it up, and now we're getting ready for the UWF champion. There he is, escorted to the ring by Eddie Gilbert. There is the champion, Rick Steiner. I got to tell you, I'm going to keep a very close eye right now on Eddie Gilbert, because if he starts with any chicanery in this thing, then we may have to address that right away, because I want this to be a one-on-one match. I want that title defended the way it's supposed to be defended. It's supposed to be a one-on-one match. That's what the fans paid for. It's what we all want to see. I'll tell you, Rick Steiner, he can beat anyone on any given day. We know that. But Barry Windham's going to take him into the deep water, that's for sure. This crowd ready for history to be made tonight. It will be made tonight one way or another. But will we get a new UWF heavyweight champion at the same time? We're about to find out. Busy times right here on the Nation Network, and fans, we remind you to join us this Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we kick off a very special premiere edition as we look at the UWF World Champion of Fire Pro Wrestling World right here on the Nation Network. 9 a.m. this Tuesday morning. It is going to be great. Rick Steiner right now is very happy being the world champion here in the UWF, but I'm not going to let him rely on Eddie Gilbert to win his matches. We ain't going to run it like that around here. He's going to have to find a way to get past these challengers on his own, and if I see Eddie Gilbert getting involved, then maybe I got to get involved as well, and he ain't going to like that if that happens. Well, I'm going to take that as a promise more than a threat. Mutual sign of respect before the bell. We'll see how long that holds up. Oh, yeah, the 2K18 teleportation glitch. Scotty, beam us up as we count down to 2K19, which will kick off right here on the Nation Network on October 5th, 4 days earlier than the launch date of the game. Barry Windham getting the upper hand on the champion to start this one off. Well, Barry Windham definitely has the experience advantage. I believe he may be a little bit quicker than Rick Steiner. But Rick Steiner, he's a mat technician. He's very, very good at amateur wrestling and has transitioned into professional wrestling. And he probably has a wrestling advantage over Barry Windham. But a professional wrestling advantage, I might be going with Barry Windham over Rick Steiner. Well, not only that, but also the heritage of Blackjack Mulligan as your father. So you've been born and raised in the industry, whereas Rick Steiner is definitely a first generation. Northern Light suplex nicely executed, and Barry Windham down hard on the canvas here at the Sam Houston Coliseum. 8-man battle royal, our main event. The winner to become the first ever American Heritage champion here in the UWF. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert barking instructions at his champion. Eddie Gilbert's going to be in the ring on his own later on, as well as Dr. Det Steve Williams looks to extract a sense of revenge. Gilbert, of course, directly involved in that title loss, and that's why Rick Steiner is the champion right now. Barry Windham with that gut-wrench suplex nicely executed on the champion. Well, Barry Windham's one of these guys from the great state of Texas, and he is Texas tough. We know that. Now, Barry Windham's got the trademark heirloom claw hold on the champion, and we've seen a lot of people go down. But the champion fights his way out of it. What a suplex by Rick Steiner. He specializes in the suplex, I'll tell you. But now Barry Windham has one of his own. The belly-to-belly planting the champion in the middle of the ring. And now Rick Steiner catching Barry Windham as he entered the turnbuckle area, and he went for that patented Steiner line, but Barry Windham managing to duck it out. And now has the champion in the corner, and Barry Windham putting the boots to him. Well, Barry Windham, I told you, he's a Texas boy through and through. He's in his home state right now, and he is Texas tough. And Rick Steiner is going to have a very big challenge right now, but we'll see. What I was worried about here is Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert distracting Barry Windham, and this is not going to be a one-on-one match if he keeps on doing that. Well, we know one thing, and that is that Eddie Gilbert likes to get involved in the matches of those members of Hot Stuff International. Steiner line off the apron, and now Barry Windham is barely conscious. I don't think he knows where he is. Steiner again with a devastating clothesline, and now hammering away on the head of Barry Windham, and all of this a result of the distraction by Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Now, he just drove his head right here into the floor. That is dangerous. That is a dangerous move right there. Barry Windham is going to be in a whole kinds of trouble unless he can do something and do it fast. Steiner now, wow, what a move! Sit out, butterfly bomb, and Rick Steiner driving the elbow into the chest. Now it is Barry Windham fighting his way back. Russian leg sweep down goes, and again Eddie Gilbert distracting the referee. I've had about enough of this. Well, we mentioned Barry Windham on loan from World Championship Wrestling, WCW now. And you've got to believe that the powers that be over there won't be happy with some of this stuff. Barry Windham with that bulldog, and that normally leads to a 3 count, but again, Eddie Gilbert distracts the referee. Yeah, this is just out of control right now. There's no way this should be allowed. The referee needs to do a better job of gaining control on this one. Well, Windham gains control. He just planted Rick Steiner with a devastating DDT, and the champion is in all kinds of trouble. Barry Windham goes down and hooks the leg. Could we have a new champion here? No. Well, the reality is I think Barry Windham understands that he's had this match on more than one occasion, and it's taken not one but 2 people to keep this thing going. Rick Steiner now, what's he gonna do? He's got him in the turnbuckle and now has him in the tree of woe. Choking out Barry Windham. And now he's got him up and drives him into the mat. Hot stuff. Eddie Gilbert likes what he sees there. I'll bet he does. Hooks the leg, and he gets the pin. I can't believe this. You know what? I'm going to give Rick Steiner credit where credit is due. He managed to get the win, but it wasn't a one-on-one match. It wasn't the way it was supposed to go down. And I want to say it for the record. This is not the last we're going to be hearing of this. Well, I'll tell you what, folks. This is a travesty if ever there was one. Eddie Gilbert should be holding that belt up just as much as Rick Steiner, in my opinion. Nonetheless, there's the champion. All right, fans, we are back, and it's time for some tag team. Oh, wait a minute. Well, tag team action's got to be starting right now as the Nasty Boys just jump Coco Beware and Brad Armstrong here in the aisle heading towards the ring. Jerry Sags has got Coco Beware, but he better turn his attention now to Brad Armstrong. And we've got some chaos outside the ring right now. Knobs on the receiving end of some punishment at the hands of Coco Beware. Well, Nasty Boys, they always live up to that name, and they don't mind jumping you before the bell. They don't mind doing things to you outside the ring, and they will outright break every rule in the book to get a victory. Ever since coming here to the UWF, their reputation definitely preceding them. He was going for that DDT, but the save was made by Brad Armstrong, and now Coco Beware getting the advantage on Brian Knobs. Well, there's an old saying that you reap what you sow, and right now, Knobs, well, he was on the receiving end. Oh, my word! That was a devastating blow right there. DDT on the bare, exposed concrete floor. The head of Coco Beware just bouncing off of that thing. That's tremendous damage right there. Well, it doesn't appear that the Nasty Boys are interested in winning the match as much as injuring Coco Beware and Brad Armstrong. Sooner or later, referee's going to have to put a stop to this. This is utter nonsense. There is no place for this. And now Coco Beware somehow managing to fight his way back. But he's taking a lot of damage outside. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, he's taking a little bit more now as he just got back, body dropped again on that exposed concrete floor. Knobs just continuing to do a number on them. These guys from New York City, they are brutal and they are street fighters. They're right in their element, as we see right here by now. These fans love Koko B. Ware, but I don't know if this match is ever going to officially begin. Well, the bell hasn't sounded yet. There's no disqualification. Referee just simply doesn't seem to be able to get things underway here. Oh, my goodness. We're going to need medical attention out here for Koko B. Ware. Yeah, nobody can handle that kind of punishment that I've ever met. Koko B. Ware really has been brutalized at the hands of the Nasty Boys. And now, finally, an opportunity for the referee to ring the bell. But he's got nothing in the gas tank. I gotta believe he's done. He took so much punishment out there on the floor, but here's a big opportunity for him if he can make that tag out. And I think he's making a very big mistake right now by not going for the tag. I don't know what he's thinking. I think he's thinking about revenge, and he catches him with a series of high drop kicks. And now Koko B. Ware just got caught. Went to the well one time too many, I'd say. Devastating spine buster. You see Brad Armstrong inches away trying to make the tag, but it's not going to happen. Koko B. Ware had the big opportunity right there to make that tag to Brad Armstrong, and he failed to take advantage of it. And he is just lifeless and limp in the middle of the ring right now. And the Nasty Boys, they can put him away anytime they want. Here's that double team, and we knew that was coming wide open, and big shot to the lower abdomen area. Sags has him up across his shoulders. Oh, man, he just hangs him across the top rope. The throat of Koko B. Ware. Oh! Well, he didn't catch him clean with that one, and Koko B. Ware able to finally make the tag out, and here comes Brad Armstrong. Brad Armstrong hits the ring. Irish whip reverses. Nice move right there into the corner. Brad Armstrong just knocked out the referee. Well, referee didn't get out of the way in time, and Brad Armstrong couldn't stop if he wanted to. Well, referee's regained himself, but at this point now, the tide is turned, and Sags walked into a big boot, and now Brad Armstrong has him up, couldn't hold him, and there's a neck breaker. Koko B. Ware and Brad Armstrong have not lost a match here in the UWF, but they have not faced the Nasty Boys until now, and this could very well be a streak killer. Once again, deep has him up on the shoulders, and a tremendous slam. Look at him hook the leg. Will that be it? No, Brad Armstrong able to kick out. Again, across, using that rope with a slingshot effect to go across the throat and the larynx of Brad Armstrong. Armstrong, of course, from a wrestling family. His father, Bullet Bob Armstrong, legendary in the sport of professional wrestling. Knobs rolled out momentarily, comes right back in and has the advantage. Well, for the moment, Brad Armstrong now fighting his way back, and he catches him with a DDT. Well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, I suppose. Now Brad Armstrong with that devastating chop, and now follows up with a couple of right hands, but I don't know if it's a smart move to get into fisticuffs with these New York brawlers. He rolls him up, referee is there. Will that be enough? He's got it, no. Oh, I'll tell you right there, it looks so close to Brad Armstrong. I thought he was going to pull that one off. But he stuns him now with a knee and now a backbreaker, and suddenly the momentum in the corner of Koko B. Ware and Brad Armstrong. He's going for the Texas Cloverleaf, and he's got it on him. Will that be enough? Knobbs taps out, and the win streak continues. Oh, I'll tell you what, that's a huge victory right there for the team that refers to themselves as Southern Fury. Oh, brother, what a match. The Nasty Boys upset here this week, and I have a feeling we haven't heard the end of this one. Well, we take a look back at some of the moments here. Right here, I thought perhaps Brian Knobbs had enough to get that win. He had great leverage. But then we see right here, Brad Armstrong rolls him up. 2 3/4 count. That referee's hand was about to come down. Knobbs could not handle that pain on his lower back. And there are your winners, Southern Fury, Koko B. Ware, and Brad Armstrong. Tremendous win here at the Sam Houston. Fans, will be back with plenty more action. Stay with us. All right, welcome back, fans. More UWF wrestling action right here on the Nation Network. Another man making his in-ring debut here in the UWF, Bam Bam Bigelow. I'm talking about a man who needs no introduction whatsoever. You're looking at him right here, Bam Bam Bigelow. He is splitting his time also between the UWF and the WCW. We're very fortunate to have him here. He's known the world over, much like the Masked Superstar. However, he's taken on a much bigger challenge, in my opinion, than the Masked Superstar did earlier on tonight. No doubt about it, this is going to be a battle of the beasts in every sense of the word. Bam Bam Bigelow now waiting, and here you ain't going to have to wait much longer. I got to tell you, here comes his opponent, Florida State standout Ron Simmons. Has done very well for himself here in the UWF. Well, no doubt about it. We've seen Ron Simmons now for quite some time here in the UWF, and he has had some very impressive victories, and in many people's minds, it's only a matter of time before he gets the opportunity of opportunities, and I won't be surprised to see him get in the ring with somebody like Rick Steiner and come out with the UWF Heavyweight Championship. Should be noted that Simmons was originally going to be in the 8-man Battle Royal for the American Heritage Championship, our main event later tonight, and he saw the opportunity that Bam Bam Bigelow was coming to town, and he said, no, I want the big man. Bell sounds, action underway as these two men lock up in the middle of the ring, and Ron Simmons quickly getting Bigelow down, which will take away any strength and or size advantage that Bam Bam Bigelow may possess. Well, Bigelow may have a little bit of size on Ron Simmons, no doubt about it, but Ron Simmons is really put together differently to Bam Bam Bigelow. Ron Simmons, of course, an absolute standout athlete. The University of Florida State University is a part of the Bobby Bowden football program. having his number retired, and you don't get that every day in Florida State University. You've got to be something special to get to that level. Bam Bam Bigelow just caught him with that clothesline, and Simmons ate all of that, but he's right back in a big drop kick. That athletic ability of Ron Simmons shining through as he nails him with that drop kick. And now Simmons down across the knee. Very smart maneuver. Now look at the slingshot. Bam Bam Bigelow, now he's normally a deceptive individual at near 400 pounds. He'll come off the top rope with a moonsault. But Ron Simmons also, for a guy way up in the 200s, can move like a very small man. He can hit those flying shoulder tackles, the power slams, and when need be, he'll go to the top rope. Bam Bam Bigelow right now, he's doing the right thing. He's riding behind Ron Simmons. He's got that rear chin lock on and just grinding it out. The experience advantage clearly in the corner of Bam Bam Bigelow. He's been around the globe many times over. Simmons still gaining that experience, and win, lose, or draw this one, he will definitely win because he'll take more experience out going up against somebody like Bam Bam Bigelow. Now Bigelow perched on the top rope, and Ron Simmons up there with him. What's he got in mind? Free fall, suplex slam. That's going to take its advantage right there because that weight of Bam Bam Bigelow puts more on the impact when you're coming from that height. It definitely does, and Ron Simmons knew that going in. That's why he purposely used that maneuver, using the advantage that Bam Bam Bigelow has and using it against him. Now Ron Simmons right now doesn't know quite where he is. Bam Bam Bigelow just drove him into the turnbuckle, but now Simmons rebounding nicely. Look at this deadlift from the ground, almost 400 pounds. And he hooks the leg. Will that be enough? No. But it was close. Well, Ron Simmons is definitely fighting a smart fight right now. He's not trying to match power with him. When he has to, he will. But right now, he's grinding it down, wearing him down a little bit. Oh, well, there's some power for you. Can he do it? Yes. Overhead military press, and down goes Bigelow, but now he's back up. Bam Bam Bigelow, I think that was a wake-up call because he's not used to being on the receiving end of a move like that. And now Simmons. It would have been a 20-yard penalty back in Florida State, but the chop block is legal here. Well, that's where Ron Simmons able to bring some of that knowledge and stuff that he gained back on the gridiron with Bobby Bowden and take it here into the professional wrestling world. And like you said, it would have been a penalty, and he would have been in trouble for doing that in his past career. But here it's actually part of the game, and chop blocks are legal in professional wrestling. Not necessarily the cleanest move you could pull out, but both of these men are looking for a victory, and there's no secret Bam Bam Bigelow will do whatever he's got to do to get that. Well, that sledgehammer by Bam Bam Bigelow, and now he's going up to the top rope. This is going to be bad news. Tremendous splash. Well over 300 pounds down across the body of Ron Simmons, but he survives it again. I've got to tell you, I'm absolutely impressed by Ron Simmons as we see him now again, that deadlift of weight. Simmons waiting for the moment. There's that power slam, and we've seen him do a lot with it. He hooks the leg. Will he get him? He does. Tremendous victory for Ron Simmons, and you have to ask the question, when is he going to get his shot at the UWF World Championship? Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm impressed with this victory very much. And it will depend to a certain extent on what Barry Windham's availability is, because I do believe he's entitled to a return match and that we're going to find a way to make it a fair match. But at the same point in time, if he can't be around, then we got Ron Simmons ready to go, and he's proven tonight to me that he is the next man in line. Oh, you heard it here, fans. Ron Simmons has earned the title match. Well, he's probably earned it weeks ago, but a match like tonight, there's just no denying a man. All right, fans, we'll be back with more. Stay with us. All right, fans, we are back. And ready for the next matchup. And it's going to be a doozy. You want to talk about bad feelings, bad intentions? Well, tonight we're going to see it really boiling over. Dr. Death Steve Williams, he has been waiting and waiting for the opportunity to get Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert one-on-one. And tonight that opportunity comes. And now, wait a minute, there he is. Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert not going to wait for the intro. He clobbered him from behind, and Dr. Death Steve Williams face first into the concrete floor. And now Dr. Death Steve Williams with some retribution. Military presses him overhead, but Gilbert now shoving the doctor down towards the ring. I'll tell you what, the bad feelings between these two men have been really stretched out over the last few months, and Eddie Gilbert has always managed to find a way to avoid the doctor in a one-on-one situation, but he couldn't do it here tonight. Tonight it's going to happen. He cost the Doc the World Championship. And I can tell you right now, Steve Williams has promised that he is going to pay back Eddie Gilbert for everything he's done to him. Well, referee finally sounding the bell. Dr. Death Steve Williams still has his ring gear on. Neck breaker. And now Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert on the receiving end. Boy, I'll tell you what. You think it's hot outside, you should be in this arena right now, because things are definitely heating up. Dr. Death Steve Williams driving Eddie Gilbert head first into the mat. Nice move right there by Gilbert. Well, Eddie Gilbert knows that he got that early jump on Dr. Death Steve Williams outside the ring. He drove his head into the mat a couple of times, or into the concrete, I should say, a couple of times. And now he's just trying to follow up on that. He would love nothing more than knock Dr. Death Steve Williams out cold if he could. Well, I'll tell you, that's going to take one heck of an act of strength and cunning ability, and it's not to say Gilbert doesn't have it. There's a version of the flapjack, and we know Eddie Gilbert wants to get Doc up in those ropes and hit him with a stunner. That hot shot of his. Gilbert sending the former world champion into the corner now. Tremendous backhand knife edge chop to the chest, really lighting the Doc up. Well, I'm starting to wonder about just how much that early attack by Eddie Gilbert is working right now, because Dr. Death Steve Williams has had very little offense thus far in the match. I can't blame him. He got completely submarine before the match ever begun, but he's having all kinds of trouble right now with Eddie Gilbert going right to the eyes. Well, Dr. Death Steve Williams now went for the slam but couldn't hold Eddie Gilbert. Now Hot Stuff winding him up and driving him down. Systematically attacking Dr. Death Steve Williams as Gilbert continues. And once again, Dr. Death Steve Williams fights back, and the big man with a drop kick. Gilbert is knocked silly with that one. Now Dr. Death has him across that middle rope, putting all the pressure down on him and choking him out with it. Big elbow drop by Dr. Death Steve Williams. Fans, we want to invite you to stick around when this show is over for the Ringside Report. Live commentary on the world of professional wrestling as it is. Gilbert continuing the attack on Dr. Death Steve Williams, who gets him with a deep arm drag. Now Williams going to work on the knee and the ankle with that spinning toe hold, taking a page out of the book of Terry Funk. Well, the man from Oklahoma, Dr. Death Steve Williams, with that nice move right there, that power bomb bouncing Eddie Gilbert right off the canvas, and that's the kind of brute force and strength that Dr. Death Steve Williams brings to this match. Oh, no question about the fact that Dr. Death Steve Williams has the strength and size advantage over Eddie Gilbert. Gilbert may have better wrestling tactics. He may be able to outsmart Dr. Death Steve Williams in some aspects, although right now he's in trouble. But Gilbert still manages to find a way. So close. And Dr. Death Steve Williams, I'd like to think he's a little bit smarter than that right now. You don't want to be paying attention to the fans and celebrating, not until after you put this man's shoulders down for the 3 count. Eddie Gilbert continues. And now goes for the cover. Will that be enough? No. Williams out the back door. Clothesline. And again, Eddie Gilbert thinks he's got enough. And Williams kicks out of it, but I've got to admit that wasn't the most impressive kick out I've ever seen. Now, Dr. Death Steve Williams has absorbed quite a bit of punishment from before the bell ever rang. And as this match goes on deeper into the match, you have to think it's going to take a bigger toll on Dr. Death Steve Williams. This might be the strategy of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, is just to drag this thing out as long as possible and wear him out and wear him down. Well, apparently it is, because that's what he's doing. And Gilbert raking the eyes. And now Steve Williams with that clubbing forearm. And he drives Eddie Gilbert into the canvas. Eddie Gilbert in trouble. We knew these two guys were going to go at it. We knew they were going to let it all hang out. And I'll give Eddie Gilbert his due. I would have expected him to be playing a lot more of a hit-and-run tactic kind of game. But he has stood in there and gone head-to-head and toe-to-toe with them. Granted, he took advantage early on. Nice suplex by Eddie Gilbert. Doesn't hook a leg. You're not going to pin him like that. Well, he didn't, but he got awfully close that time right there. Dr. Steve Williams better figure out something and figure it out fast, because Eddie Gilbert's getting dangerously close to putting this one away. Well, Doc better be careful he doesn't get up against those ropes, because if he does, we may be looking at the hot shot. I think that's going to be it if it happens. Gilbert standing over the former UWF champion. Of course, he played a major role in the title match earlier tonight. Another slam, and Dr. Death Steve Williams really just at the mercy of Gilbert right now, and that's saying a lot because Eddie isn't going to show him any. Another suplex. Yeah, I've got to believe that the attack that took place before the bell ever rang is really starting to weigh heavy on Dr. Death Steve Williams. Based on what we're looking at right here, this is not the Dr. Death Steve Williams that we saw as the heavyweight champion. This is the man right now who's had his bell rung a few times on a concrete floor, and he's just trying to get through this match somehow. Gilbert continues to bounce the head and the face of Dr. Death Steve Williams off the canvas. Further to your point, building on the momentum he started out with. I'll tell you what, Eddie Gilbert, I hope you're proud of yourself, because none of the fans around here are too happy with you. I can tell you that for sure. Again, Dr. Death Steve Williams trying to mount some offense, but Gilbert immediately shutting it down. And now Gilbert in the corner looking at the fans trying to cheer on Dr. Death, and he's like, nope, it's not going to happen. And I'm starting to become a believer. Another body slam on Dr. Death. Well, if Williams doesn't find a way to get out of this real soon, I mean, it's just adding up. Adding up as he just continues over and over and over again. Tremendous suplex, and Dr. Death Steve Williams, referee may want to step in and check him out. I don't know if he's got anything left to give in this match. It's just been all Eddie Gilbert. Another slam. That's like 6 in a row. And again. Yeah, Dr. Steve Williams is just being brutalized right now by Eddie Gilbert. He caught him with a fireman's carry. Let's see. And again, he just can't follow it up. And look at Gilbert. Oh, wait a minute. This time, Dr. Death falls out of it, and he catches Eddie Gilbert with a DDT, driving him headfirst into the mat. But Williams is going to have to follow it up, and he does. Nice spine buster on Gilbert. And finally, Dr. Death Steve Williams having the opportunity to do some punishment here. There's the Oklahoma Stampede. Hooks the leg, but Gilbert kicks out the back. Well, for one moment there we saw a flash of the former champion, Dr. Death Steve Williams. But again, having trouble maintaining the momentum of the offense. Let's see if he can do something right now. He's got Eddie Gilbert on the top rope, and that can't be good news if you're hot stuff. Looks like it's going to be the superplex, and he did, but that looks like it took a little bit out of both men. Williams stretching it out. In the middle of the ring, Dr. Death Steve Williams. Now he goes down. A lot of time went by before he goes for the cover, and that was enough time for Gilbert to recover and kick out the back. I'm not sure he would have got him even if he would have gone straight for the pin, but it definitely would have been a better opportunity than the one he ended up with. Dr. Death, Steve Williams. With so much to prove here tonight, and he's busted him open, Eddie Gilbert. That might be the break that Dr. Death Steve Williams needs in this match. The blood flowing down the head and face of Eddie Gilbert. Now, Dr. Death Steve Williams right now is definitely having a little bit of a momentum surge in his corner, but Eddie Gilbert just took that away. Yeah, Gilbert just like that, quick as a cat up to that top rope. Caught him with that clothesline. He's going to do it again, isn't he? Yep, there it is, another. And again, raking the eyes of Dr. Death Steve Williams. Gilbert has been a man of few holds tonight, but those that he's used, he's had a lot of success with. Gut wrench suplex that he plants, the former champion. Nice move right there by Dr. Death Steve Williams using that arm drag, but again, Eddie Gilbert blocking what would have been the follow-up move. Whatever that would have been, we'll never know. Man, Gilbert just continues to slam Dr. Death Steve Williams, who just barely gets his shoulder rolled off the canvas in time. Gilbert's got to be careful with that cut. The blood running down towards his eyes could blind him. Definitely will put him at a disadvantage if it gets any worse. Continuing the assault on Dr. Death Steve Williams. This match has really gone the distance here. Another slam. Oh, you know what? Super Slam City here tonight in the Sam Houston Coliseum. And now Williams looked to repay him with some, but he couldn't hold on. You have to wonder that slam that Gilbert's been hitting him with, he tucks the arm under him each and every time, which is going to do damage to the arm and the shoulder. And you wonder if that wasn't part of the reason. There it is again. You wonder if that wasn't the reason he couldn't hold Eddie Gilbert there when he went for that slam just a moment ago. Yeah, Gilbert is definitely fighting a very smart fight right now. He continues to work on the arm and the shoulder of Dr. Death Steve Williams. Yeah, if you're Eddie Gilbert right now, I mean, you've got to be feeling pretty confident about your chances. And now Doc in trouble. Shot to the back and another one dangerously close to the kidneys. And this time Gilbert went for the leg drop, but nobody was home. Dr. Death Steve Williams with a headbutt busted him open a little bit more perhaps. And now Doc again couldn't hold him, and that cut is opened up much worse. Gilbert caught him with a clothesline. He hooks the leg. Will it be enough? Yes, it is. Well, these two men really took each other to task. What an unbelievable show on both men's part, really. We take a look back at some of the replay from this one. I thought after that spine buster, perhaps, but it wasn't meant to be. Well, you can still see that cut over the eyes of Eddie Gilbert as it's flowing down the face of Gilbert, but he managed to survive through that. He pushed his way through it, and say what you want about Eddie Gilbert, and I have. He did this tonight and all by himself. All right, fans, we're back, and I'll tell you what, the bar's been set tonight. Eddie Gilbert somehow managing to do what I didn't think he could do, and I think a lot of people here weren't expecting him to do it, but he got the big win over Dr. Det Steve Williams. But I somehow think we have not heard the end of that. We are being joined right now by the pretty boy, Doug Summers. And as you can tell by the number of debuts here this week, the UWF is the place where the names are coming. They've seen how hot this place is. This territory is absolutely off the chain, and they want to be part of it. You know, Doug Summers has been spending quite a bit of time in the AWA as part of a tag team over there with Buddy Rose, and he felt that he needed to change the scenery, and he gave me a call, and I said, you want to come over here and try it out? I got somebody for you. And, well, yeah, you're definitely going to find out what you're made of when you go up against this man right here, calling himself Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. And I'll tell you right now, fans, if you haven't seen this guy before, he is put together. I'll say you. He don't miss any days in the gym, I can tell you that for sure. And I've seen this man work out. He is an absolute beast. One of the all-time greats in the world of professional wrestling. He has earned the respect of the fans, the officials, and I would like to believe even his opponents. Doug Summers, we're going to see what he's got and how he can match up with someone like Paul Orndorff. Oh, he caught him with a bulldog right off the bat. And Orndorff, well, he wanted to make sure everyone knew he was here, and I think at this moment everyone knows. And now Paul Orndorff with that elbow, and it really did a number on him. I'm not too worried about an early start by the pretty boy Doug Summers. It would be a question of how he finishes, because Paul Orndorff is going to weather the storm. There's no problem with that right there. And if he hits him with that pile driver, I don't think there's any getting back up from it. Now, Paul Orndorff has the most devastating pile driver in the business, bar none. You can talk about the Jerry Lawlers if you want. You can talk about the Dusty Rhodes, the Horsemen, and a whole lot of other names of guys who are well known for use. Oh, look at that. Talk about insult to injury. He was trying to embarrass him right there. But all those names in the Harley races, nobody has a pile driver that compares to Paul Orndorff, and I would put money up on that. Back body drop just sent them out to the floor, and Summers called him up, and be careful what you ask for, because you just got it. Well, this wonderful Paul Orndorff, you know, he came here to resurrect his offense and his career because he felt it was stagnant where he came from. Felt he had done everything he could do there, and he wanted to get back out there and prove to everyone that he's still Mr. Wonderful, and that's not something you're going to do by losing to Buddy Landells and Doug Summers type of people. So, and that's not to in any way take anything away from Buddy Landell or pretty boy Doug Summers, but the reality is when you're Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, you always see yourself as in a different league, and it's hard to do that if you can't beat these names. Oh, pretty boy Doug Summers. Now look at Orndorff. Oh, choking him out. Referee is there. He might want to get involved. Maybe not. Maybe intimidated by Orndorff. Who knows? Clothesline, and out to the floor he goes. Orndorff posing for the crowd. Summers very slowly getting back to his feet. And Orndorff now striking away. Look at it. Oh, he's got the eyes raking him. Well, pretty boy Doug Summers is finding out that when you come to the UWF, there are no easy nights. Nice go behind there, and he's got that reverse chin lock on him. Orndorff working his way back up to a vertical base. Elbow right to the midsection. Went for it, and that backfired on him. Irish whip is reversed, and now Orndorff follows him in with a big knee strike. Oh, this could be it. Oh, he's got him up for the pile driver. We told about it. Yes, we did. He snapped him in half with this one. Look at it. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I don't know how you get up from a move like that. I don't think he's going to. He's not. I said it and I'll say it again. The most devastating pile driver in the business. Well, we take a look here. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff hitting with a couple of big suplexes. Tried an embarrassing pin attempt right there, and that really got the attention and probably a bit of the ire of pretty boy Doug Summers up. But there's that pile driver. Look at the way his leg kicked out just from the impact alone. I mean, it's like being involved in a head-on collision, man. It's just something's got to give, and in this case, it was probably the neck of Doug Summers. But there is your winner, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Indeed, and ladies and gentlemen, who's going to be the American Heritage Champion? We're going to find out. Stay with us. All right, fans, it is time as we introduce the American Heritage Heavyweight Championship title here in the UWF. One of 8 men will be the champion, the very first ever. Here's one of the first, Ted DiBiase, making his way down. I'll tell you, this is a title that means a lot to me because I just felt that we had to have a champion here to represent North America and the United States of America specifically. And these are the 8 men I felt were worthy of that opportunity. Oh, here comes the next man out of the ring. Shane Douglas, and this youngster's really taken everyone by storm. He's put the wrestling world on notice. He's here, and he's here for a reason. And imagine what it would do for his career if he walks out of here as the American Heritage Champion. Well, he very well could, because he's got the talent to get through it. Fans, to remind you, when this stream ends, we'll be going right to the ringside report, so stick around. Here's the next man entering the fray, so to speak, Billy Jack Haynes. Now, Billy Jack Haynes has done very well for himself here in the UWF, and he has earned this opportunity, I can promise you that. I agree with that wholeheartedly, and I believe that he's got a very good chance of being victorious in this one, but at the same time, it is a battle royal, and a lot of things can go wrong. Here comes modern-day warrior Kerry Von Erich. No stranger to the state of Texas, obviously, right in his own town here, so to speak, being at the Sam Houston Coliseum. Kerry Von Erich, one of the many who've been looking for a home since the fall of WCCW several months back. And of course, we have an open door policy here in the UWF. If you got the talent, you want to come in here and try your luck, then we've got a match for you. And tonight, Kerry Von Erich is going to get in that ring, and he's going to prove to everybody what he's made of. But it's also going to be a little bit of an interesting situation when you look at the rest of the names entering this thing. Oh, here we go. A lot of fans get confused, but it's not that Nature Boy. It's this Nature Boy, Buddy Landel. And he's been on a tear streak throughout not just the UWF, but even WCW. He's been undefeated in WCW. He's done very well for himself, and he's earned this opportunity as a result of his combined record. He has not lost a one-on-one contest yet. Well, Buddy Landel making his way into the ring, and he's got that arrogance about him, but you got 7 guys in that match that are looking to eliminate you. You might want to be a little bit more humble and perhaps realistic. All right, on loan from WCW, the Raging Bull Manny Fernandez. The Raging Bull Manny Fernandez is a tough guy. We've seen him in different aspects of the world of professional wrestling. He was part of the NWA 6-man Tag Team Championship for quite some time. Turned his back on the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. They had their series of matches throughout the Great American Bash. But tonight, he is here to prove exactly how he can do on his own. Well, we'd seen him recently in the stable of Paul Jones, and not sure where his head is at this moment. But how do you trust a guy with the track record he's got? And here comes another one from the WCW. He's former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. The man with the hands of stone, Ron Garvin. We already know he knows what it takes to be a champion. There's no doubt about Ronnie Garvin's abilities in a ring. Now, he might not be the biggest man in this match, but that's not always a bad thing, because with a lower center of gravity, that could be something that if he uses it properly could definitely be an advantage. Oh my goodness, here we go. Rounding things off, we've got Kevin Von Erich. We saw his brother Kerry Von Erich earlier, so you got two brothers out there. I wonder how that's going to work. Well, that's what I told you earlier on. I mean, this is a bottom line match where only one man's going to be champion. Now, they're going to work together and get it down to a one-on-one match where they could have a fair match. Or would one of them actually take advantage of a situation and eliminate his own brother to get that American Heritage Championship? We're going to find out. I can't imagine either one of those two men turning on their brother, but there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the American Heritage Championship. And the bell sounds, and now it's official. Last man standing will be the champion. Ted DiBiase is already in jeopardy, but Buddy Landel couldn't finish it up. Von Erich out onto the apron, and DiBiase in more trouble, as is the Raging Bull Manny Fernandez. Ted DiBiase's been on that apron a number of times already. He keeps on doing. Oh, he's gone. Just like that, he's gone. Buddy Landel with a shocking elimination of Ted DiBiase. My word. And there goes another one. That was Kerry Von Erich. Well, the modern day Warrior just got eliminated. I guess you don't have to worry about him and Kevin getting at one another. Now Landel on the apron as Shane Douglas tries desperately to eliminate him. Two big names already removed very early on in this one. Now Ronnie Garvin on the apron, but he gets himself back in the ring. Landel hangs on for dear life. Kevin Von Erich dangerously close to elimination as Ronnie Garvin locking up. We started with 8. We're down to 6. We will finish with 1. And that was who just got eliminated. Oh, Buddy Landel. Landel is out. Shane Douglas now going to work. He's got Kevin Von Erich on that top turnbuckle. Let's see if he can eliminate him, though. Von Erich fighting his way back in. Manny Fernandez out on the apron. Billy Jack Haynes has got Ronnie Garvin up. Garvin grabbing a hold of that bottom rope, and now look at this Raging Bull Manny Fernandez. I thought he was going to double team for a moment there. Well, in the meantime, we see a big suplex right there by Kevin Von Erich on Shane Douglas, but he couldn't hold it. Douglas planting Kevin Von Erich face first, and now Ronnie Garvin with a lunging headbutt. Now he turns his attention to Shane Douglas, and these two men will exchange blows. Shane Douglas with the advantage now as he just DDT'd Ronnie Garvin. He's got him up in the air. What's he going to do with him? Ronnie Garvin is in trouble. Billy Jack Haynes off the top rope and nobody home. Shane Douglas unable to eliminate. Oh, wait a minute. Douglas is in trouble. He's on the apron. Ronnie Garvin trying to eliminate Shane Douglas, who is hanging on for dear life. He's got that top rope with a tight grip. The shoulder block right there by Shane Douglas, saving him from elimination. And again, he and Garvin lock up in the middle of the ring, swinging a mess, and now Douglas with that side headlock. Now it's a man with the hands of stone. Cross-body tackle by Kevin Von Erich from behind. He was the WCCW television champion when they folded. Clothesline, Billy Jack Haynes eliminated, and we are down to 4. Garvin hanging on desperately to that top rope. That back elbow by the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, catching Shane Douglas. Garvin now is in trouble. Oh, he caught him. The former world champion turning his attention. Oh, he got caught from behind, and that's the thing. With a battle royal, you've got to have your head on a swivel. You just don't know where the next attack is going to come from. Ronnie Garvin up against those ropes. Shane Douglas has him up. Shane Douglas eliminating Garvin, and now there are 3 remaining. One of these 3 men will be the first American Heritage Champion. Who will it be? Douglas is in trouble now. Kevin Von Erich trying with all he can to eliminate Shane Douglas. Shane Douglas better figure out something and better figure it out quickly, because if not, he's going to be out. Double team, it looked like right there, but just as quickly, Von Erich turns his attention to Shane Douglas. And again, Douglas in trouble. Manny Fernandez just biding his time, and that might be the smart thing to do. Douglas is in jeopardy now. He's going closer and closer to the edge. And now it's the Raging Bull going to work on Kevin Von Erich. Look at that move right there, and he caught him. Shane Douglas has been busted open. And I think Shane Douglas thought he and Manny Fernandez were going to work together for a moment there, but that backfired on him. Clothesline, and out goes Shane Douglas. Will it be Manny Fernandez, or will it be Kevin Von Erich? Tremendous backbreaker right there by the Raging Bull. He wants Von Erich on his feet. Oh, it backfired on him. Well, he's able to follow up, though, and he looks like he's going to go for a suplex attempt right here if he can get him up. And he does. Tremendous suplex right there, and Kevin Von Erich had a lot taken out of him. Whoever wins this one, they had to earn it, because this has been one rough, tough battle royal. Belly to back suplex that time, really folded him up. Von Erich up against those ropes, and look at this, he's in trouble. He's desperately trying to hang on. The Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, has him out, but still not eliminated quite yet. And there it is. There's your winner, the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez. Well, I'll tell you what, we just saw one hell of a battle royal match.
to crown the first ever American Heritage Champion. And Manny Fernandez, you don't have to like him, you don't have to respect him if you don't want to, but you have to give the devil his due, as they say, because he earned this one. There was no outside interference. He outlasted 7 other men. He certainly did. And there it is. The American Heritage Champion, the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez. Thank you so much for joining us, fans, and stick around for the Ringside Report. Good morning, everybody. Vince McShane with you guys here. It's been a little while, I know. So much going on right about now, man. So much going on. We got titles dropping left and right. We got Fire Pro coming up in a couple of days. We got October 5th looming just about a little more than 4 weeks away. And I got lots of stuff I got to do to get ready for that. So that has definitely put a little bit of a dent in my broadcast schedule. Just scrolling back over a little bit of this stuff here. Thank you guys all again, as always, for joining the stream. Appreciate it very much. Always like to pop in and check out some of the commentary as we're going here. Sean was out there early on tonight. Robert, thank you. Got another old school out there. GCW Nation in the house. Derek, thank you so much for joining. Joshua, thank you for being here. Abdel, thank you for joining. Hopefully I got everybody. I think I caught everybody at least once in there. So yeah, Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be bringing you the Nation Network debut of Fire Pro Wrestling World. A lot of people excited about that thing. I am hopeful for it. I mean, I always liked Fire Pro back in the day. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what a PS4 version of that plays like. And the good thing about that game is you don't really need to play it. You just set it up and let it do its own thing. And the memory, or not the memory so much, but the logic is so spot on that it'll often give you some great matches. Obviously, it looks a little hokey compared to what we're used to here with the 3D animation. But you forget about that pretty quickly when you see some of the stuff it pulls off. So if you've never seen it, you got to check it out. And we're going to have it 9 a.m. sharp, man. We're going to do the countdown and everything. As soon as that game goes live, bam. In the world of real wrestling, holy cow, what else we got going on? We're less than a week away. This Saturday, isn't it? All in. All in. And I'll tell you right now, I'd be shocked if CM Punk does not appear. Although, he ain't so loved right now, so, you know what? Maybe it's not such a good idea. He's made a little bit of enemies there, what he did to old Scotty Goldman. Derek, man, they got to have every damn wrestler. First off, they have a partnership deal with New Japan, so they've got a lot of those big names. They're going to have the Bullet Club. Anyone you see on New Japan TV is going to be in the game. Generally speaking, they almost always have knockoffs of everybody else. I mean, there'll be a Chris Jericho, there'll be a Randy Orton, there'll be a Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall. You might have to rename them. That's what you had to do in the past, is rename some of the names that you knew were just knockoffs. But yeah, I heard about Neville, and I wouldn't be the least bit surprised, and that would be a good name to add to that overall event. And I still think if CM Punk shows up, it's Chicago. And even though they kind of got a little rowdy with him for what he did, I got to believe they'd embrace him showing back up to the wrestling ring. They're very quick to forgive, I think, CM Punk over there. Is Colt Cabana actually on the card? I haven't seen the complete card yet. Is he supposed to be there? Honest to God, that would be the match to book right now. Holy cow. If they could book Colt Cabana and Punk somehow. So they want $40 to watch this thing on Fight Network, which is a streaming service. And unfortunately, I got to go to work that night, so I wouldn't be able to see it to the end. I'm not paying $40 and not seeing it to the end. But I have all the confidence in the world that it'll be available soon after on DVD, and I'll definitely get it. Because I have all the belief that it's going to be a great card and good wrestling. And, of course, now Ring of Honor has secured Madison Square Garden for WrestleMania weekend. Already sold it out. This is really what wrestling needs. They need these independents to start being able to get these opportunities and to earn the money that's going to let them be, they got Sinclair behind them, so that's money. It's also broadcasting ability. So, I know Vince is going to be kind of, at least for a season or two, focusing on XFL. But they're going to have to wake up soon and realize that this family-friendly crap is going to lose. That is not the audience that floats your boat. They might watch some TV shows, but they're not buying product. And that's what it's all about, advertising dollars, man. Just a reminder, folks, we also have a Twitch channel, which is a little bit unique in the sense that on Twitch we will do kickoff shows for major pay-per-view type events. And we also have that as the host of Rise Wrestling. And Rise Wrestling, if you haven't checked it out yet, you need to. Because that's where we book today's wrestling talent where it doesn't suck. And we're in the middle of basically a storyline of what I would do if given the reins of the WWE product right now to try and give it an edge of reality that people could get behind. So that's Rise Wrestling, and that is right now, the Rise Revolution program is exclusive to Twitch, twitch.tv/Vince McSham. So check some of that stuff out. Of course, once the videos go up there, they only last 14 days, so you got to get them quickly if you can. That said, there's probably some other stuff that'll be coming up right here on this channel very soon that may play a tie-in role to what's going on over there. So you'll have to just keep your eyes out for that. I can't give away too much. October 5th, my guesstimate right now will be somewhere near 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be going live with WWE 2K18 as we build the season like we did last year. So those first few streams are going to be long ones, man, like 8 to 10 hour long streams. And I'll be in there doing the building stuff and occasionally pop out, do a match or something. And we'll just have open chats going. So feel free to pop in during the day/night. I'm hoping to have that week off. Haven't heard officially yet. You pretty much hit it on the head right there. It ties into Rise. So that was the rationale. Right now, Triple H is dealing with a short roster because half of them just said, F you, man, we're going to do our own thing. We don't like the way we're being treated around here, and we're watching these other guys do their thing, and they're doing pretty well. And then, of course, spoiler alert if you haven't watched the SummerSlam video, but had a big name kind of show up out of nowhere. Actually, two. Well, one was new to the stream, though, altogether. And if we didn't have your attention before, we do now. And that's kind of the message Rise sent out. But I assure you, there is still so much more to come with that. The thing I like about that, and the reason I'm doing it the way I am right now, and they are getting a little bit more attention, is because when the new game drops on the 5th, I'll have an automatic roster ready to go that I can still do shows with. Whereas it'll take me a good week to build up the old school programs because I got to build wrestlers. I got to wait for other people to put some wrestling content out there that I can download. Got to make arenas and all that stuff. Whereas with Rise, I'm good to go. It's like the wrestlers are all there ready to go. Arenas, I can bang one out in 25 minutes tops because I already have all the graphics and stuff. I'll just have to re-upload them. So, yeah, I got to give them a little bit of love here over the next 4 weeks just so I can hit the ground running with some content while we build the old school stuff up. So, by no means am I going to be abandoning the old school wrestling, but I just felt like there was this roster of talent with unique moves and stuff that I wasn't taking advantage of at all. And at the same time, I do believe that today's wrestling doesn't have to suck. It just does. And there's ways around it. Now, for those of you who've been watching the channel a long time, then you know we had the, this season we did Glow for a while. And prior to that, we had, what the heck was it called now? I'm drawing a blank. The Women's League. One of you guys out there is going to remember. I had an all-women's federation going for a while. It didn't get great ratings, and like anything else, when you don't have the ratings, you got to let it go. They're supposed to be announcing a roster, at least a part of it, this week. So I would say Tuesday we're going to hear names. The only thing we know for right now is they did announce the NXT, a couple of names, which are the guys from England there. You got Tyler Bates and, what's the name there? My boy. Pete Dunne. And if you haven't seen the video, go check it out because the entrances are both good, but Pete Dunne's is miraculously good. They got him with the belt in his teeth, the whole nine, man. He just looks like a great model. It's looking good. Yeah, I don't imagine Van Dam not being in the game. I think he's too big. And that's the only thing, well, I won't say the only thing. The big thing I'm looking forward to this week, and I hope they're going to tell us, is how many cost slots are we getting? And I'm believing the number's going to jump to 200. So if we're getting 200, and then I forget how many actual wrestlers came in the game this year. It was over 100, wasn't it? So that number's got to go up because that's the whole thing. Every year it has to be bigger. That's the advertising thing is, more than, the biggest roster in the history of WWE games. Well, imagine if you can't say that. So even if it's 25 more, you got to come up with more. And then you just hope and pray. It's got a lot of times, think about the math here. Kane, they usually give him 2 to 3. Undertaker gets about 3. Shawn Michaels gets 2 or 3. Triple H gets about 3. The Rock gets a couple. Mankind gets 3. You're only talking about 6 guys, and you already got 25 slots. It's like shit. I would not hold my breath on Tully. I think there's some bad feelings there, and I don't see that happening. Arn, I don't know why they took him out, so that's why I'm uncertain as to whether they'd put him back in. I thought it was a stupid move. Nothing against the Godfather, but that's an easy no-brainer for me. Arn Anderson goes in before the Godfather, especially since they didn't have any story modes or anything to tie into. And that's another thing I really want to hear. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm hoping they create a story back again. They have all the cutscenes. I mean, I don't understand what the problem is. But, man, I'll tell you, if they create a story back, this channel's going to be just off the chain. I've had days where I've even thought about dusting off some of the old games back with THQ. Because if I had that ability with my broadcasting stream equipment that I have now, jeez. We'll see. It's unfortunate, but I'd like to believe that 2K is a big enough company and a big enough title that they can make something great happen like that. But time and time again, they just show us they don't give a shit. Well, they're supposed to be
putting more attention and money into the WWE product. I don't know what the fallout was there, but I think the high-ups in WWE got on him a little bit, kind of like Bob Iger got on EA about the Star Wars Battlefront fiasco that was tarnishing their brand. So I think it's kind of the same thing. What are you guys looking forward to in 2K19, even if it's something they haven't announced that you want to see? I mean, we know we're going to still have 4v4. I think one of the big questions is, will they have the War Games match? I'm saying definitely not. I don't think there's a chance in hell they can pull that off. I think that would require way too much. As a matter of fact, I heard one of the developers in an interview talking about how fans will complain about a wrestler coming out, and it's like he's got the same hair as last year. He's got the same thing, and they talked about how much work it goes into just to change the hair on a model. You know, it's not as simple as this and simple as that. It takes all that, and they don't have that time to do that for all of them. And I'm like, if you can't change the hair on a wrestler, you sure as hell are not going to put a 2-ring system with a cage in it. Special referee is almost 100% confirmed. I'll be shocked if it's not, because they've got one in the match. One of the matches has, I think, Triple H is the guest referee for the Daniel Bryan part. And it is a highly requested feature. So I will be very surprised if that's not included. So I would safely say that's going to be in. From a legend standpoint, I feel pretty strongly Vader will be there. I hope they keep the same entrance as this year's. I've been waiting for this year's entrance for a very long time, and I'd like to have it for more than just 1 year. So hopefully they keep him with that Mastodon headdress thing. I'd be shocked if they took the Anvil Neidhart out, especially after what just happened. But then again, that just happened, and they would have made that decision a long time back. We got Piper for sure coming back. Rey Mysterio will be in there, obviously. I'm trying to think of any, like Yokozuna, for example. I'm looking at their mobile game. And granted, it's not the same company, but you would almost think they have Yokozuna, they have Big John Studd in the mobile game, so you'd almost wonder if that's not going to cross over somehow. They could. I mean, they did the one-night stand thing, so, I mean, definitely, and not like Sandman can't use a paycheck, I'm sure, right now, and Sabu's got surgery going down. He needs the money. I would love to see them get Sabu back in the game, because he does need the money right now, and that guy's given his body to wrestling and to the fans, so I don't know that he had bad feelings on the way out the door with the WWE or not. I mean, he didn't stick around all that long anyway. He was there for a few months. But, again, another big fan favorite, and it would be nice to see them put a faction of the ECW together, to have Rob Van Dam, and I don't see them going with Taz. Taz has kind of left them in the dust and doesn't seem like he's on good terms. I saw the Rob Van Dam video for the first time about 3 months ago. And honestly, if the GoFundMe's up there, then I would say no. Or maybe he just still hasn't paid it off. I'm not sure. I have not seen anything definitive. I haven't seen a video saying, hey, surgery's done. I haven't seen anything tweeted out. Van Dam is pretty good with that stuff. I mean, like when he was working with the Ultimate Warrior for that match in Italy, Van Dam's pretty savvy when it comes to social media. If he's recovering, then he should be over in Georgia with DDP. Not sure that Dallas has officially invited him or anything, but I don't think he wouldn't. You can get Scott Hall walking again, man.
If anybody does know for sure about Sabu, like is the surgery done or what the status is, let me know and post a link to any information that we can confirm. So I would say Tuesdays are always the big day for games for some reason. I haven't quite figured out why Tuesday seems to be it, but it is. And I think I think they're going to do what they did last year, which I don't like, but it is what it is. They'll have, over a course of 3 or 4 weeks, the roster coming out in chunks. So I got a feeling that's what's going to happen on Tuesdays. They're going to drop the first part of the roster and maybe one match. And we'll just go from there, I guess. I'd like to see him just do like a 40-minute video that here's the roster and, release 10 names, and then here's one of the match types we're going to offer you, and then come up with another 10 names or whatever it is. But and like all of you guys, I'm just hoping that there's a good Legends roster in there. I'm guessing you guys probably heard about and/or saw the video that Hogan, Hall, and Nash recently posted saying the NWO is back and they were all in their gear. I'm willing to bet Hulk Hogan is in the game. Kind of like when Mike Tyson had the video saying, I'm back, man. And people thought for a quick minute he was going to get back in the ring, which, quite honestly, at that time with the heavyweight division being the crap that it is, he probably could have gone back in the ring and won it. Matter of fact, he could probably win the heavyweight championship today. Couldn't tell you about Bobby Fish. Couldn't tell you. But I do think Hulk Hogan and the NWO will be in the game this year. And my guess is they will save that for the last roster video reveal. That's going to be like a bombshell one. Although, why would you have them cut that video promo if you wanted it to be a bombshell? Because based on history, I got to tell you, I'll be surprised. All right, well, tomorrow here on this channel, presuming my voice comes back, because as you can tell, it didn't make it through the whole show today. And that's another reason why I haven't been streaming as much, man. My voice has been coming and going on me. But tomorrow we will be definitely streaming some stuff tomorrow. I'm not going to give away what, but you'll want to be ready when it goes down. I'm going to guess it's going to be after midnight tomorrow. So like Monday after midnight, technically Tuesday morning. And it may be more than one event. And there may even be some Twitch stuff going on as well. So make sure that you got us on your Twitter alerts and your Twitch alerts and your YouTube alerts so you know when we go. All right, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls. With that, I'm going to wrap this thing up, I think, because my voice really is just starting to turn on me. But look for more action tomorrow. And until then, I'll see you ringside. Y'all have a great rest of the day. Thank you for joining us here on the Nation Network.